Welcome back to the film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And we're going over to the world of Netflix today. This has been watched on Netflix, and all scores and comments are as at the 2nd of June 2022 when I watched this. And we're going to look at something called You Are Not My Mother. Yes, please, if you are new to the channel and not subscribed, if you can do so. I'll try and inform and entertain as we go through these. It'd be great to have your support, great to have you on board. You give us a little thumbs up, guys. That'll make an old film watcher very, very happy if you could do that for me as well. Yes, 93 minutes, a 15 certificate. You Are Not My Mother. Internet Movie Database, interesting, yeah. And Internet Movie Database, 5.7 out of 10. So just below that sort of psychological figure I like to see, that watchable score of 6 out of 10. And if you do break down the scores, it's not as bad, actually. There's 971 people scored it between 6 and 9. And 603 people scored it between 2 and 5. So if you take that as a statistic, as positivity, if you like, if it's over 6, then it's 62%. So that's slightly better. That's not too bad. That's a bit up where we want to see. But if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes audience, Joe Public, and this is what the Internet Movie Database was, of course, Rotten Tomatoes is 2.7 out of 5. So that just equates to 5.4 out of 10. So again, just a little bit below, isn't it? It's a psychological horror film written and directed by Kate Dolan. I think it's a directorial debut. And overall, on the basis of that, she's okay. I won't go any further than that. And it stars Hazel Dupe as Char, a young woman at odds with her grandmother Rita, who played by Ingrid Krager, after her mother Angela, played by Carolyn Bracken, briefly goes missing, only to return soon afterward with a radically changed personality. Yeah, the very first scene of this is a woman. I won't give too much away, but obviously it's the grandmother. Looks as though she's trying to burn a baby in a pushchair, but that's just the first image you get. So it gives you an idea of what you sort of interesting sort of horror element to this. It certainly is a bit of a horrible start, isn't it? Also stars Paul Reed as Aaron, Jade Jordan as Miss Devlin, Jordan Jones as Suzanne, and Katie White as Kelly. Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, what about the critics? What do they think? Well, very positive. I was surprised, actually, having watched the film, they were as positive as they are. 88% of the 69 critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a positive review, and it averaged 7.3 out of 10, so far higher than what the public are giving it. 61 fresh and 8 rotten. And the consensus, smartly creepy. You Are Not My Mother engages with a number of thought-provoking themes without sacrificing chills. Metascore, the other critics site, yeah, again, positive. 15 reviews, 74% positivity. That's 13 positive, 1 mixed and 1 negative. So not too bad at all. It scored anywhere between as low as 38, but generally all the scores are about 60 plus. So it got 38 out of 100 to 90 out of 100. Movie Nation's Roger Moore, we quote him from time to time. He said about the film, the frights are muted, but the air of dread that hangs over Irish writer-director Kate Dolan's debut feature makes it an immersive experience, one anybody with mother issues will quickly identify with. Well, I haven't got a mother like this anyway. Rest in peace, Mum, but it's a long time ago now, don't worry. But I'm glad I didn't have a mother like that, should I say. The rap William Bibiani, he gave it 79 out of 100. He liked it. The striking scares, moody atmosphere, impressive performances. You Are Not My Mother gradually reveals itself to be a wicked work of horror, with perhaps only a few unanswered questions holding it back from true greatness. Well, I agree with perhaps that last statement, but true greatness? Yeah, I do have a little slant on that. Let's have a look at what I think about this. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? That sort of, you think you've got a wonderful film there, and for me, it probably could have been a wonderful film given the budget. It's a good cast. Both the young actors and the older actors are excellent in this. I was very impressed by the acting. Does the horror element really work in the context of a dysfunctional family? It should do. Of course it should. This is a dysfunctional family dynamic, if you like. And it sort of does work, but overall, I think one of the critics hinted at it there, it doesn't sit quite right in the whole thing. And of course, there's hints of dark spirits and folklore sort of dotted about this. And you know from the first scene, as I said, with the baby in the pushchair, there's something darker going on. But yeah, it's only about 2/3 of the way through when you learn a little bit more and can understand it a little bit better, perhaps. And it sort of makes sense, but it took a long while getting there. A lot of people commented about the pacing, about it getting a bit boring. I'd have to agree with that because yeah, I'll say that in a minute. I mean, the actual occasionally creepy, it is a bit slow in parts, but at least you know what's going on. You want to know what's going on, and that's why you stick with it, not because it's pulse, you know, gets your pulse racing and it's loads of jeopardy, just because you want to know what the hell's going on rather than for that reason. So, but if you stick with it, is it worth the investment? Well, I invested in the young lead in this. I thought she was superb, and I want everything to turn out right for her, which is how it should be in a film like this. She's surrounded by horrible people and some okay people. But yeah, that sort of made this more watchable, made me stick with it, if you like, just to see that she came out all well and good, and nothing untoward would happen eventually. Possibly, I mean, I just think the elements, as I said, I think I said earlier, the elements are there for a very good low budget horror, but I'm not quite sure it hit the mark in that context. I just thought it could have been a lot better. And the ending was a bit of a cop out, and it was such a great shame because, as I say, there was a lot there to like. The acting, the setup, the story could have been told quicker and faster and cleverer. I just thought the script perhaps itself could have done with a little bit of a tweak. As I say, within a low budget context, perhaps he didn't have time to do things like that. But yeah, so I am going to score it. I'm going to give it. Well, I'm not going to give it a watchable score because, as I say, I just think there was too much in it I didn't like, and yet I knew it could have been. I thought it could have been better. But I'm no screenwriter, am I? But I watch enough films to know whether something's got potential or not. This had potential. It didn't quite work, unfortunately, because of the pacing. So I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10, which is my sit on the fence, splinters in the bum score. I'd say it was okay. It was all right. I say it was one I stuck with, and I'm glad I stuck with it. But as I said, I think the ending I may give it a 6 until the ending. The ending just was a bit of a cop out for me and a bit disappointed. So a great shame. I just thought all the elements were there for a good psychological horror film. Even with the low budget constraint, and it just didn't quite work. Let me know what you think, guys. Any of you get to watch this, I certainly wouldn't put you off, and that score I've given you there wouldn't put you off watching this. It's some people looking at the reviews, some people are giving it 10 out of 10, you know me, 10 out of 10s, and some people are giving it 1 out of 10. It's a bit marmitey, but yeah, I'll stick with that score. Let me know what you think, guys, if you get to watch it. Anyway, let's say this is showing on Netflix here in the UK. Just check your streaming site wherever you are. Anyway, thanks for watching. Only ask one thing, don't until the next time. Please stay safe, keep clear of those bonfires and fires that are the elements of this film as well. So until the next time, thanks for watching. Bye for now.